Have you ever held an empty pocket in your hand and felt the sting of lack, the quiet ache that whispers, "Will there ever be enough?" Many people walk through life with pockets that feel like hollow spaces, not only in fabric but in spirit. They reach in and find nothing but dust, and with it comes the weight of fear, worry, and endless doubt. Yet, what if I told you that the pocket you carry is not meant to stay empty, that it is a sacred space, a vessel waiting for abundance to flow in? Imagine, for just a moment, placing a single note inside your pocket, not merely a piece of paper but a seed of faith. With it you speak words not of despair but of power, words that turn emptiness into fullness, lack into plenty, and doubt into unshakable trust. The pocket then becomes a living symbol of your own heart, open, expectant, ready to be filled by the unseen riches of life. This is not about money alone, it is about energy, belief, and alignment. When you speak the right words over your pocket, you will watch in awe as life rushes to fill it with more than you ever dreamed. You see, every pocket tells a story. For some, it is the story of never having enough, of scraping by, of always fearing the next bill, the next need, the next burden. For others, their pocket is light because they carry not money but faith, a faith that attracts more than gold, more than coins, more than currency. It attracts opportunities, blessings, miracles, and provision in ways the world cannot explain. The note you place in your pocket today is not about how much you have now, but about what you believe is already on its way. Too often we look at life through the lens of scarcity. We say, "I will believe when I see, I will trust when I have proof, I will be grateful when my pocket is full." But life does not work that way. The universe responds not to your waiting, but to your speaking. It responds to your expectation, to your gratitude, to your declaration of abundance even when your pocket feels empty. Think of the farmer who plants a seed in barren soil. Does he doubt the harvest simply because he cannot see it yet? No, he plants, he waters, he nurtures, and he believes. That seed is invisible under the ground, yet he trusts that life is stirring beneath the surface. Your pocket is that soil. The note you put inside is your seed, and your words are the water, the sunlight, the faith that makes it grow. When you whisper over your pocket, "My supply is endless. My needs are always met. What I seek is already seeking me," you are commanding the soil of life to bring forth your harvest. You are no longer begging for scraps but aligning with infinite supply. You are no longer chasing money, but magnetizing it, drawing it to you because you have declared yourself ready to receive. And here lies the mystery: your pocket fills, not only with money, but with the very things money could never buy. A stranger extends kindness. A door opens where once there was only a wall. A solution appears when you thought there was none. A debt is cleared in a way you never imagined. Opportunities find you instead of you chasing them. This is the unseen law of life, that what you declare with faith manifests in form. Some may laugh and say, "How can a note in a pocket change anything? How can words spoken into the air fill my wallet, my table, my life?" But let me tell you this: everything you hold right now, everything that exists in your life, began first as a word, as a thought, as an intention. The chair you sit on was once an idea in someone's mind. The clothes you wear were once a dream in a designer's heart. The home you live in was once a sketch on paper. If every tangible thing you see began with the invisible, why should your abundance be any different? The note in your pocket is not ordinary. It is a symbol of faith made visible. It is a reminder that even when your hand reaches into emptiness, life is already arranging fullness. It teaches your heart to believe before seeing, to thank before receiving, to trust before knowing how. There is great power in symbols. A wedding ring is only metal, yet it carries the weight of eternal love. A flag is only cloth, yet it inspires nations. Likewise, a simple note in your pocket is only paper, yet it can represent the doorway to infinite supply when combined with faith-filled words. Do not underestimate the unseen laws that govern your life. You attract what you expect. You multiply what you speak. You manifest what you believe. And so, when you walk with that note in your pocket, let every step be filled with confidence that the ground beneath you is leading you closer to your provision. Let every touch of fabric against your hand remind you that lack is an illusion and fullness is your truth. Some of you listening today have carried pockets of emptiness for too long. You've whispered words of defeat saying, "I never have enough. Money slips through my fingers. Others are lucky but not me." And life, like a mirror, has only reflected back those very words. But today you can choose differently. You can speak differently. You can plant a different seed. Place that note in your pocket and declare, "I walk in abundance. I carry wealth in unseen form. Every day my pocket is filled with new blessings." At first, you may not see the change. The soil may look the same, the ground may seem dry, the pocket may feel empty. But keep speaking, keep believing, for just as surely as the sun rises each morning, your words are shaping the reality of your tomorrow. Do not wait for evidence before you believe. Do not wait for proof before you declare. The proof comes after the proclamation. The evidence comes after the expectation. The pocket fills after you speak life into it. This is the law: believe, then receive, declare, then manifest. trust, then watch miracles unfold. And when your pocket begins to fill, as surely it will, remember that it was never about the paper or the fabric or the coin. It was about faith. It was about aligning your words with abundance instead of lack. It was about trusting that the unseen world is more powerful than the seen. It was about choosing gratitude over fear, expectation over doubt, declaration over silence. So walk today with your hand brushing against that note in your pocket. Speak over it every morning, every night, every moment doubt tries to creep in. Say, this pocket is never empty. It is always filled with supply, with opportunity, with provision. Life takes care of me. I live in overflow. And watch with awe and gratitude as your life begins to mirror the words you have spoken, and your pocket, once empty, overflows with more than enough. Every time you touch that note, feel it as a pulse of energy in your hand, as if you are holding not a piece of paper but a living current. It is your reminder that the flow of life is never broken, that the stream of abundance never runs dry, that what is meant for you cannot be withheld from you. The note becomes more than paper. It becomes a vibration, a frequency, and your words are the tuning fork that aligns you with the riches already circling around you. So many live as if they are beggars in a kingdom that already belongs to them. They stand outside the gates, trembling, believing that wealth, joy, and provision belong to others but not to them. Yet the truth is simple: the treasure house has no lock. The storehouse of life is not guarded. It opens to the one who dares to claim it, who dares to step in, who dares to speak as though it is already theirs. When you place your hand over your pocket, you are stepping into that storehouse. When you whisper your declaration, you are unlocking the gates. You are saying to the universe, I am worthy, I am open. And the law responds with a resounding yes. Notice how your mind tries to resist. Notice how quickly doubt rushes in saying, this is silly. This cannot work. How can words and paper change my life? But pause for a moment and see that doubt itself is only another seed, and seeds grow. If you water doubt, you reap lack. If you water fear, you reap limitation. If you water faith, you reap overflow. The question is not whether something will grow, it is what you are choosing to plant and nourish. That note in your pocket is a conscious choice. It is you saying, I will no longer plant seeds of fear. I will no longer water weeds of worry. I will only speak the language of abundance. And every time you do, you are rewriting your story line by line, moment by moment. Think of your pocket as a sacred altar. People build altars in temples, in churches, in sacred spaces, and they place symbols upon them: candles, stones, flowers. These objects are not magical in themselves, but they are reminders, they are triggers, they are symbols that connect the human heart to the divine. In the same way, your pocket becomes your altar. The note becomes your candle. And your words are your offering. As you move through your day, life will test you. There will be moments when your pocket still feels empty, when the bills still come, when the need still seems greater than the supply. But this is when the altar must be honored most. It is easy to speak abundance when the evidence is all around you. It is powerful to speak abundance when nothing yet has changed. That is when faith is alive. That is when the law is being activated. That is when the unseen begins to move in your favor. Feel into the truth of this: you were never meant to live in lack. The very nature of life is growth, expansion, multiplication. Look at the trees. One seed does not give one fruit. Look at the rivers. They do not drip, they flow. Look at the stars. There is not one in the sky but billions. If creation itself operates in overflow, why would you be designed for scarcity? You are a reflection of that very creation. Your pocket is meant to mirror the universe, limitless, abundant, full. Every time you slip your fingers into your pocket, say silently, I live in a giving universe. My pocket reflects my faith. My supply is continuous. And hold that note as if it were already multiplied into countless blessings. Do not ask how or when. It is not your job to figure out the mechanics of miracles. Your role is to speak, to believe, to stay open. The how is never your burden. The how belongs to life itself. Some of the greatest breakthroughs come when you release the need to control, when you no longer demand that the blessing come through this job, that person, that source. When you stop limiting how your pocket must be filled, the universe has room to surprise you. It may come as an unexpected gift. It may come as a new opportunity. It may come as a canceled debt. It may come as an idea that changes everything. But it will come because your pocket has already been spoken full. Walk today as though it were already done. Feel the weight of fullness even if your pocket is light. Hear the jingle of coins, the rustle of bills, the flow of blessings, even if your hand touches only one note. For in the realm of faith, what is unseen is more real than what is seen, and what is declared in words becomes flesh before your eyes. Think of the pocket as a mirror of your own soul. If your inner life is filled with doubt, your pocket reflects emptiness. If your heart is heavy with fear, your pocket feels like a weight of lack. But when you fill your inner being with expectation, when you let gratitude become the fabric of your thoughts, your pocket cannot help but answer back in kind. Life is always echoing what you believe. Every time you place your hand on that note, feel it as a declaration. Whisper to yourself, I am provided for. I am cared for. The supply that sustains me never runs out. Speak it even when your circumstances seem to argue otherwise. For what you declare over and over again will eventually break through the surface, just as a seed pushes its way out of the soil after lying hidden for days, weeks, or months. Do not measure your abundance by today's pocket. Do not measure your worth by today's account. Life is never stagnant. A river may look calm on the surface, yet beneath it currents are moving with great power. Your words stir those currents. Your faith directs them toward you. Your pocket may feel quiet today, but the waters of provision are rushing unseen to meet you. Have you noticed how children never question supply? A child asks for food without calculating the money in the bank. A child plays freely without worrying about tomorrow's needs. They trust without resistance. And because they trust, their world provides. That same childlike trust is the key to your pocket's fullness. Stop questioning the how. Stop dissecting the when. Stop calculating the if. Place your faith where the child places theirs, on the certainty that what is needed will always arrive. Every time you place that note in your pocket, you are retraining your spirit to trust again. You are reminding yourself that life is not against you, that provision is not scarce, that miracles are not rare. You are saying, I am no longer the beggar. I am the heir. I live in a world of overflow. And then watch the subtle shifts. You will notice that money flows in unexpected ways. You will discover opportunities where doors once seemed closed. You will see people drawn to you with kindness, with gifts, with answers. These are not coincidences, they are responses. They are echoes of the words you've planted. Think of your words as keys. Every phrase you speak either locks the door of abundance or swings it wide open. When you say, I never have enough, you are locking the door. When you declare, I live in overflow, you are opening it. When you sigh, why is life so unfair? You are closing yourself off. But when you whisper, life is generous to me, the gates swing wide. Your pocket is only reflecting which key you choose to use. Carry your note as a constant reminder to choose the right key. Carry it until the habit of speaking abundance becomes as natural as breathing. Carry it until your mind no longer returns to old fears, but runs naturally toward expectation. Carry it until you feel the weight of blessings pressing down in every pocket you own. The note in your pocket is not about its size, nor about its value in the world's terms. It is about the meaning you give it, the vibration it carries, the declaration it holds. To the world, it may look like nothing, but to your spirit it becomes everything. It becomes the bridge between the unseen and the seen, between what is promised and what is held in your hand. Each time you slip it into your pocket, remind yourself that you are not limited by numbers, by wages, by what others say you can or cannot have. You are connected to an infinite stream, and streams do not measure themselves by drops of water. They flow without calculation, without fear of running out. When you place that note with intention, you are stepping into the flow instead of standing on the shore. And the more you honor this practice, the more your mind begins to shift. You will find yourself walking differently, speaking differently, even breathing differently. You will notice how your posture carries certainty, how your tone carries calm, how your steps carry quiet confidence. For you will know, deep down, that the emptiness you once feared has been replaced by the assurance of fullness. Carry this practice into your mornings. Before the day begins, touch that note and declare, I walk into a day already prepared with blessings for me. I carry more than enough. Every encounter, every moment, every turn leads me to greater supply. Then move into the world not as one desperate for provision, but as one overflowing with it. Watch how people respond to you differently, how doors open that once stayed closed, how solutions seem to appear in perfect timing. Carry it into your nights. As you prepare to rest, place your hand over your pocket and whisper, even while I sleep, supply is flowing. Even in silence, abundance is multiplying. Even in stillness, my pocket is filling. Let this truth settle into your subconscious so that your dreams, your thoughts, your very energy continue to magnetize provision without effort. Your pocket becomes a testimony. Others will notice. They will ask why you carry yourself with peace even when challenges arise, why you speak with assurance even when situations seem uncertain. And you will know the answers, because your pocket is no longer just cloth and thread. It is a symbol of the invisible law of abundance that you have chosen to trust. The most beautiful part of this practice is how it reshapes your relationship with giving. As your pocket fills, you will notice that fear loosens its grip. You will feel joy in sharing, in blessing others, in releasing instead of clinging. For when you live in the truth that supply never ends, you do not fear losing. You know that what flows out returns multiplied, that what you give does not subtract but expands. And so the note in your pocket becomes not just a promise of what you will receive, but a reminder of what you can give. It becomes a cycle. Receive, release, receive again, each time greater than before. Life was never meant to be stagnant. It was designed as circulation, as flow. So place the note in your pocket. Speak the words of faith, and walk as though abundance already surrounds you. Let your pocket remind you daily that lack is only an illusion and supply is your truth. What you declare with trust will fill not only your pocket but your entire life with overflow.